Good morning, everybody. Pastor JC here, coming at you live from just outside of my home. It's a great day today. It's an important day in the United States of America, and so we continue to pray for our nation. Crossroads, we are continuing our 21 days of fasting and praying. And I want to ask you, if you will, to do me a favor. Good morning, Sharon. So good to see you on here, my friend. I want to ask you to do me a favor. If you're watching this video live stream or you watch it later on, I have some very, very, very good friends named Daryl and Miriam Hardister. And Sunday evening, Miriam had a very huge emergency in her life medically and has been placed overnight, this last night, into hospice care. And they are thinking that it may be today that she goes home to be with the Lord. And Daryl and Miriam have been so influential in my life and ministry here at Crossroads and praying for me. And Daryl and I we have breakfast every now and then. Before COVID hit, we haven't since COVID hit, but he calls me Humble Shepherd, and I call him Sheep 275A, and Miriam Sheep 275B. So we've always had a really good relationship, and we have a lot of fun together. And this morning, Miriam stands in great need of prayer. If the Lord does not intervene when they take her off of life support today sometime, she will go home to be with the Lord. And so I want to ask you, if you would, to lift up Miriam Hardister in prayer, and also her husband, Daryl. He is such a good man. They've been married for over 60 years, and my heart just breaks for them. And so I know that she's ready to meet the Lord, and I know that precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints, but it's hard for us who are left here. So just, if you would, keep Daryl and Miriam Hardister in your prayers today. And I want to remind you that no matter what we face during each day, no matter what we deal with, that our God is eternal. Jehovah is forever. He has no beginning and no ending. And our God had no birthday, and he will have no death day, for he is alive forevermore. He will live forever. And one day we will be with him. And I was reminded of that this morning as I was reading through the book of Hebrews. And I was reading in chapter 1 of Hebrews, and I want to share this little passage of scripture with you, just to put this word into your spirit and remind you of who our God is. In Hebrews chapter 1, starting in verse 8, it says this: "But to the Son he says, 'Your throne, O God, is forever and ever. A scepter of righteousness is the scepter of your kingdom. You have loved righteousness, and you have hated lawlessness. Therefore God, your God, has anointed you with the oil of gladness more than your companions.' And he said, 'You, Lord, in the beginning laid the foundation of the earth, and the heavens are the work of your hands. They will perish, but you remain. And they will all grow old like a garment, and like a cloak you will fold them up, and they will be changed. But you, O God, are the same, and your years fail not.'" And I want to put that in someone's heart this morning, that, there are a lot of things in our world that change. Cultures change, society changes, generations change, leaderships change, kingdoms rise and fall every single day. On this earth, we are in a constant cycle of change. And change often brings growth, but sometimes change brings finalities to our life as well. Because change can mean that we lose someone we love. Change can mean that we lose a job. Change can mean that we lose our health, or whatever that change might be in our lives. And yet, I find such comfort and such strength in the knowledge that our God is unchangeable. Time doesn't matter for him. He doesn't grow old like we do. He doesn't grow feeble like we do. He doesn't grow weak like we do. He's not worried about catching COVID like we are. Some of us are. He never changes. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. His kingdom is established and it is immovable. So somebody this morning needs to hear this. With the changing winds and the changing tides that are happening in our lives right now, we understand that our God is a sure foundation. He is a secure anchor for the hope of our soul. And so in Him, we find all of the stability we need to navigate all the changes of our lives, because He doesn't change. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. And so we can count on Him. We can rely on Him. You know, I have certain people in my life that I know I can always count on them. I can always rely on them. They're never going to let me down. They're never going to walk away from me. Two of those people are my mom and my dad. And I'm so thankful for my mom and my dad. And I love them dearly. I would do anything for them. I would help them hide a body. No, I'm just kidding. But I mean, we all have people in our lives who are a source of stability and strength for us, and who always will be there. And I'm so thankful to have my parents and my sisters and my family and my church and so many friends that are always there and always praying and are stable in my life. And yet, even with all of that, there are changing things that constantly happen. And so I look to my Redeemer, because I know every single day He is strong, He is powerful, He is mighty. He is not worried about the things that I worried about. He's not afraid of the things that I am afraid of. He's not concerned with the changing of leadership or cultures or societies or perspectives. Our God is eternal. He has no beginning and He has no end. And when time is no more, He will still be God. And I'm so thankful for that. So I just want to remind you of your God, and that He loves you, and He's strong, and He's powerful, and He can speak to the wind and it can stop. He can speak to the sickness and it can be healed. He can speak to the loss and He can restore. So I want you to know today that this pastor loves you. And yes, I'm getting older. Yes, I'm changing. Yes, I tell everybody, I so look forward to the day that I get to be one of those grumpy old men. It's going to be so much fun, and you're going to really enjoy these videos then. But, I'm so thankful that my God never changes, and He's always the same, and His mercies are new every single day. I love you. I'm praying for you. Crossroads, don't forget that we have Bible study tonight at church at 7 p.m. We're in the book of James, chapter 2. I hope to see you there. God bless.